Messages. My name is Bobbie Richardson. I will be your guide for today. I have all of my links down below, my links to my website, my links to channeled messages, my links to my YouTubes, which I have a lot of videos that I've put together. They're short little videos, like 3 or 4 minute long ones, and these are all messages from the guidance that I've been given, and I've put it into a beautiful video so it feels good when you watch them. And my, obviously, Ascension Channel messages, as well as the Codes to a New Reality series, which took me over 2 years, guided by my guides to wake up and put all of these messages out there to how to get out of the matrix and see world through different eyes. I'm also a creator of a product called Fortune Dice, and that's on sale on Etsy, plus my 2 books, Imagine Holding Hands, which is for 0 to probably 16. Actually, adults have bought that book, even though it's illustrated, because it's actually igniting your right brain, and not many people have done that in the educational system. And the other book's called Jonah and Kitty, The Timekeeper's Void, which is channeled through me from the Alfini world, which is the fairy world, the world that connects humanity to Gaia. So that is like a storyline, very much, very Harry Potterish kind of a scenario. Talking about Harry Potter, I was driving back home from dropping off my daughter this morning to work, and I'm like, this image of Harry Potter actually came in front of me, and it was of, the one where I think it was like Harry Potter 4, or I can't remember, where they have all of the rules like planted up onto the wall, where the principal had gone crazy and felt like she wasn't in charge anymore, and she started putting all those rules up, and they had like tall ladders and trying to reach the top to be able to fit even more rules. And really where we're at the moment, like that struggle, I mean, how far can I go into that subject without being taken off? And I don't really want to be taken off. So if you get what I mean, actually, if you go on my Facebook site, there's some posts up there of actual information that was on a site from the government, and then the opposing information, which is completely opposite, that's going out onto broadcasting through the media, and why that's actually happening. Try not to get too involved in that sort of regime on my site, on my YouTube, because I want to keep it more clear and clean of what they're trying to instigate, and focus our attention into creating what we really want to create, which I feel is extremely, extremely important, that we know where we're going, so that if things start falling away, we still have the reins and control to our own reality, and realize that we do have the power to move forward and create what we really want to create. So this is going to be just a weekly reading, and we'll just see what happens from there as well. Hey, Joe. Hey, Karina. Sasha. So good to see you guys again. And we'll see where this reading is going to take us. Just seeing if there's anything else they want us to bring up. That's right. There's because of this massive shift that's happening, being that it was only Harry Potter 4 that they were showing me, they were like, see how many more Harry Potters there are to go if we keep going down the same path of following somebody else's reality that's wanting to stay on top of the food chain, so to speak, and pushing their agenda and their reality onto you guys, onto humanity. Just be aware that there are other paths to take. We don't have to follow that path just because it was broadcast, there's many other paths that we can take, and it's more to do with the guidance that we have from our own soul's perspective, to know that we can actually get ourselves out of this. Hey Sumak, hey Yanaka, good to see you guys. Yes, so any other messages? Yeah, I really wouldn't want to go down any further than what we've gone down, and following their reality. It is happening. We are waking up. You know, I went shopping with my daughter yesterday. She's 16, so she wanted to go to the shops. I haven't been there for a while. And, you know, there was mandates and stuff, but it wasn't, not everyone was following them, which was really good. You know, people are starting to wake up. Anything that means... Yeah, so I'm going to do a general reading for the week for us, especially for those that are on my channel, obviously, that are going to hear this. So let's see what they have to say. I'm just seeing which cards to choose first for this. I have an array of cards down there. Actually, interesting. I picked up my Osho tarot deck, my oldest deck. I love this. This deck helped me so much to become more aware of myself. And this card was flipped in the middle, and it says maturity. So this is what we're really coming into, that maturity, you know, that realizing that we do have responsibility to take for our own reality and our own creations of our lives and where we want to go. Interesting that was flipped over, and I think that was needed to be brought out. Wow, that just flew out like an angel. It flew out like it was flying. Guidance. There is such a huge shift at the moment for us to sit still and just really feel into ourselves and go, okay, I don't know the next step. I don't know where we're going. I don't get it. And just sit quietly then and go, if I don't know the next step, please show me, because I know that my soul is the observer of my reality. And as an observer, you always see the map as it's laid out in more dimensional spaces. You see where all the rivers are, you see where all the mountains are, you see where all the cliffs are, you see where all the opportunities are, and you see where all the blocks are. So you could see all these blocks coming towards you because it's been pushed, and our focus has been like this, tunnel visioned into that block. So if you sit quietly with yourself and you go, I want to see from the observer point of view, from my soul's perspective, to guide me to the next step. What do I do next? It could be the most craziest thing. You know, yesterday, I was feeling the same way. What do I do now? And I just picked up a book that I've had for, it must be over 20 years. And it was of the fairy realm and stuff like that. Now, I've read bits and pieces of it, little bits, because it's like an encyclopedia. It's huge and it's got lots of information and words that I don't even understand in it, because it's in that Celtic kind of language. And I just flipped to a page that gave me the next step. It literally gave me the next step. And this is how our soul will show us, because there is always opportunities coming our way. But if we're too focused on only one reality that somebody else told us that we have to focus ourselves on, we miss the opportunities from that still mind and connecting to ourselves and going, you know what, I don't know the next step, show me. And then you follow what you feel like doing, not what you're afraid of. You're coming from your heart then. That's how you actually change it, to coming to your heart. Coming from your heart. Hey, Golden Rainbow. Hey, Melissa. Hey, Taran. Hey, Matthew. Hey, Ken. Hey, everyone. It's so good to see you guys. So the next one that we've got that popped out was past lives. So a lot of us are now coming to terms with the fact that in the past lives that we had, we were going around in circles in the same loop of the same story. And when that comes up for us and we see all the same story repeating itself, we can start to see the program that was pushed over us from the same story that was repeating over. And you could even take this from a perspective of the life that you've led now, and the stories that revolved over and over for you now would be very similar to the past life stories that you've been going around in circles in. So yeah, take them as a opportunity to look at them and go, I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to keep repeating the same scenario over and over. And what might happen is the same problem comes up, brings up the same feelings. Now, how are you going to react? Are you going to fall into a depression from it again for the next few years? Are you going to, get angry for the next few years? Or are you just going to go, you know what, I'm not doing this anymore. Drama closed. That's over there. Whether it ends up that other people fall away from you for a while because you've just stood up for yourself and you've said, I'm not doing that anymore, so be it. It doesn't have to be all prissy and everything turn out like roses, where a lot of people expect the spiritual journey to be. If you're not in the, amongst the roses and the beautifulness, then you mustn't be spiritual. And nah, that's not how it works. I'm afraid, people do fall away from you, and it becomes, quite heartfelt at that moment. But then you realize it's because you've stood in your power and you've said, no more. I'm not doing that same scenario over and over as I've done in past lives. So that's another good message for everyone. I'll get the animal deck. Hey, Taryn, yes. Yes, with exclamation marks. We have this. We've got this, guys. We are going to change this reality. And it's just, even... it doesn't matter what's happening outside of you and how many people you think have fallen and all of that. If you start to take the reins of your own reality and trust that you can do this, they start coming in too. We are the light. We're the light at the top of the cliff. For me, the light at the top of the cliff was my guides through my whole life. I had this instant connection, always had a connection to them, and they stood there bright as until I figured my way out. So every time they got my attention through a vision, every time they got my attention to a coincidence, through signs, through things coming together, I started to form the next step for me to be able to get myself out of the out of the deep dark hole. So they're standing at the top, just shining their light, and then I'm like going, what's that? When I go, what's that? What's that feeling? What's that? How come that that vision came to me? Then that ended up making me instigate the next step, because I'm asking the universe a different question rather than following the same story of problematic problems that the TV was giving me and news was giving me and outside forces were telling me what my reality was. Now I'm standing at the top of my cliff because I've realized I can get myself out of this, and I can, whatever problem comes up, I seem to be able to get myself out within 24 hours. It's not long now. So that gives me this power to be able to move forward through the mush, through the problems, because I now know I can get myself out of the worst, deepest, darkest hole. And it is learning. It's like ice skating. If you know how to stop faster, then you know how to go faster, right? You can go deeper down into what you want to create and taking the reins and becoming the leader. So I'm standing now at the top of that deep, dark well. And there's all these people that are below me. And all I'm going to do is I don't need to go down in the well with them. I don't need to lose my faith in who I am. I just need to shine my light and say, I love who I am and I'm happy with who I am. And if you're not ready to go with that, if you're still wanting to follow other people's realities and not take the reins for yourself, that's fine. But I'm standing my light at the top. Now, if you want to watch that I'm going to stand up there and take my reins for myself, then you might go, how does she do it? And ask questions. Can I get those answers? I want to be able to see something. I want to be able to do something more. I want to see what my gifts are. And you start asking different questions because somebody else is shining their light. And then you become the light shiners for others. And we wake everybody up like that. Yeah. Synchronicities, huge. We are the change in a car. Hi, Jennifer. Okay, so the next one that came out was Butterfly Rebirth. Hello, guys. We're really starting to come out of that chrysalis. We're starting to form these wings on the back of ourselves and be able to see this new strength that we have. Those wings are our right brain. Those wings are our intuition. Those wings are our ability to shift and change our reality, because now we can fly. We can get above the problems. We can see those issues and those problems and all that's come our way, and we've got ourselves out of it. We've got ourselves out of it. We've got ourselves out of it. And now we can say, wow, I can get myself out of it so quick now. I'm no longer afraid of it. You know, the fear can come at me and I just know I can get myself out of it. It's not in control of me anymore. Good morning, Clinton. Okay, so that message, Butterfly Rebirth, says you can rejuvenate yourself, open to the rewards of change. You have brilliance to share with the world. Love every part of your journey. And that's the other thing too, acceptance of every part of the journey. Okay, that's how it's happening. This is how we're getting ourselves out of this. You know, it could have been a lot worse. Have you ever thought of that? It could have been a lot worse. So let's see what else the animal cards, shamanic animal cards, have to say for us. Messages. Okay. Well, this is very cool because this is straight to the source of everything. This card is called Personal Choice. And this card means you taking the reins to your reality, your personal choice. Who do you choose to be? What do you choose to be? And how far away are you from what you choose to be? It's probably not that far. It's probably just a tweak here and there of you choosing to stand in your own power and become the person that you really want to be and shine the light that you want to shine and not be afraid anymore to go down that path. It says, close your eyes. What animal do you imagine? What strengths are they known for? What wisdom do they share? Embrace these qualities. You choose. You choose. Yeah. So this is where we're at, guys. We are the butterfly. We're being reborn. We're seeing our past lives and we're not replaying them anymore. We're changing the story up. We're shifting the story up. We're making a difference. And it's just from who we are inside ourselves, right? And I think that's so important. I don't know. Where do I go for the next one? They're asking me to do this big one. I haven't done these cards for ages. So these, I'm actually not sure what these are called. I haven't got the box here at the moment. I'll just pull one off. That doesn't sound too good. I'll just pull one out. Okay. Here it goes. Yeah. Now these cards, honestly, there's a lot of dark cards in this pack, so I don't always, because it's one of these doomy, gloomy kind of and straight in your face, deal with it. The card that comes out is this one, Orca Magic. Orca Magic. The Akashic libraries are open, guys. They're open now. When we start connecting back to our soul, we're connecting back to these Akashic records, to the ability to be able to gain wisdom through our soul. That's what the Akashic records are. They are all of the things that our soul knows about, that's been sitting up there waiting to tell us in a knowing way, for our logical side of ourselves to listen to again. So once our logical side of ourselves is gone, you know what, I don't know it all, I'm going to listen to my right brain, maybe it has some more answers, then your right brain's connected to your soul, right, which is the observer of all of your past lives, of all of the things that you've gone through, of all the different planets, the places that you've been, all the different frequencies, the feelings that wash over you when you're driving in your car and you get that blissful feeling and you don't know where it's come from. Well, I do anyway. Those feelings are you remembering a past life in a higher frequency, right? These are the Akashic records. This is your soul connecting to these records. And it's open now because you're connecting back to your soul. It's so amazing that that card pulled out, because I know there's a lot of dark cards in there. Matthew, I've done the same. Jules, definitely resonating with these cards. I've walked away from most of my family and standing in my truth. Same, I'm right there, you know. I will never, you know, there's certain people I've just had to go, you know what, you're on your own. I literally saw since birth this beautiful white light attached from me to them, and through my lessening my value of who I am, they've just virtually been sucking this energy off me because I love them, right? And I wanted to help. But now I've just gone, I'm taking it back. I'm taking this energy back, and it's actually fueling me now. And you don't realize how much of your energy you give to others that are living the same cycle over and over, and you end up fueling them. You know, I had a friend years ago who I helped and I helped and I helped and I helped. And then one day I had a vision where I woke up and I saw myself bending over backwards beside my bed. And I'm like, that's weird. Why would I be bending over backwards? And I said it out loud and I went, oh, I'm bending over backwards for my friend who's now taking advantage of me. You know, she started living with me. I started paying for her groceries. She had 2 children. I was paying for everything, and she would go out and buy herself ice creams, you know, and buy herself whatever she wanted. And then I just went, I'm not doing this anymore because I'm actually helping her. I'm fueling her, taking my energy. I'm fueling her with my energy. So I realized then what I'm going to do is I'm only going to help those who want to help themselves, because they're fueling their own energy, and I'm being that guiding light instead. But I realized, you know, that was a friend from years ago, but I didn't even think logically that it could be that I'm doing the same for family members, because family members, you're there for them, right? You've been told that you have to be there for them and you have to do the right thing by your family members all the time. And being the giving person that I am, I just constantly just kept saying, it's okay, you know, you can treat me like shit. You can do whatever you like with me, and you can try to control my world, and I'll just be a bystander to it and allow you to do that. I'm not doing it anymore. And it's fueled me. It's fueled me now. And I still love them. I absolutely always will, because that's me. You know, I still love everybody that's been in my reality, because it's helped guide me to who I am now, right? So I don't have any anger. That means I'm not holding on to any anger. And I have very little anger, let's put it that way. It's subsiding very quickly because something just happened recently. So I have to be honest with that. There's just a residual that I am getting rid of. Jules, I kept helping and picking them up, and they can't do it any longer. No, you can't. And the cool thing is, when you start to take that power back, you start shining your light brighter, and then they're going to see you shine your light brighter and become even more you. And then they don't end up, then they see that the changes happening in you aren't happening with them, and they will start looking at themselves for once. Taran's reading spot on for me. Fantastic. I am supercharged at the moment, aren't I? This is because I've taken my power back from all of those that are, I gave it away. Okay. I'll pull one of these Alice in Wonderland cards. Okay. Yeah, none of these are coming up. Okay. Then just as I said that. Learning to create what you desire the right way. And this card here, nonsense. It's time to talk sense. Now, look at the matriarchic person in that photo and Alice, who's sitting there feeling very vulnerable. And this is what I was just talking about, that vulnerability of feeling like you're talking nonsense because you've been told all your life you're talking nonsense. You're not talking nonsense, guys. She knows, Alice knows, and this person is controlling her. So we've got to stop with this whole control crap. We just got to stop. We stop being victim to it. No more, no more, no more, no more, no more. No more, guys. Okay, what other cards are we going to take? I think we'll go for one of these. Okay, these are the Voice of Knowledge cards. So much nonsense going on, isn't there? So much nonsense, and none of it's making any sense. And the cool thing is, because it's not making any sense, for more and more people are waking up, because they're just going, huh? What? Come again? We're still playing this game? How long does humanity want to play this game for? How long do you want to keep playing the game for? Because you've been playing it for thousands of freaking years. And it's time to say no more to playing the game. We don't need to play this game anymore. We have the ability with everything that we've learnt. Man, if everything that we've learned and our compassion of our hearts, and knowing that what we do comes straight back at us, if we do to others and what we do to ourselves, right? That's why the so-called powers to be have to actually tell you. They have to tell you what they're doing. So they did it through all their programming. Oh, we're actually going to do this now. And they brought it up in all these secret ways. If they don't get it, they'll be saying to themselves, if they don't get it, then they deserve to still be controlled. Well, it's time to take our reins. It's time not to be controlled anymore. So also, if there's anybody on the site that you think is trying to get you to come to them for a reading or anything like that, they have nothing to do with me. They are usually frauds. Don't listen to them. I wouldn't reply to anything, because it's not. I'm just going to block somebody there. Okay, this card is faith is the force that gives life to every word, to every belief that we store in our minds. I'll repeat that. Faith is the force. The faith is the force. I wouldn't want to say that 5 times fast. That gives life to every word, to every belief that we store in our minds. Now, what faith are we going to start trusting? If we agree with a concept, our faith is there, and we keep it in our memory, right? Faith is the mantra that holds our beliefs together and gives sense and direction to the entire dream. And what's the dream? What's the dreaming? It's us creating our own reality. That is the dreaming. And how do we dream it into existence? We believe it into existence. We decide we have faith in something and we go there. Now, if we're taking our faith away from those that are not doing things for the best of our interest and taking us down a place, a deep, dark hole that we don't really want to go down, and we start having faith in our soul and our connection to our intuition, then we have a lot more, our memories will start bringing up a lot more the Akashic record that we had before. So we end up tapping into the Akashic record. We end up having these knowingnesses that come to us. And that's what's happened most of my life as I've worked with my soul most of my life, is these knowingnesses that came. I took the reins way back and like 20 years ago and said, I just want to do it myself now. I'm not, I want to be able to create my own reality. I still had to go through a lot of purging and a lot of stuff. But the energies at the moment are really conducive to people waking up in a quickening, in a fast way. So although I had to go through the mud and everything, the mud is being cleared, it's drying up. It's a lot easier for people to get through this now. It's very cool. Okay, yeah. So just blocking that person. So many still fall asleep. So many are still asleep. Yeah, but we've also got to remember that the ones like us that are starting to awaken, when you're the first, you're going to see a lot that are still asleep, right? Otherwise, you would be in amongst the middle, right, Jules? You would have been in the middle and you will all start be waking up together. Or you'll be at the end and you'll see everyone's already awake and you're not. So when you're in the top of it and you're the one that's shining the light, you are a light worker. You're the one that's coming forward to help the others. So the main focus that I would say is to focus on your inner journey, your inner light, your love. Where do you want to go? What's making you feel good? That sort of thing. That's going to make a big difference. Instead of focusing on, but nobody's waking up down there, they are. Remembering that we've been told a lot of deceptions, right? So where is the information coming from that everyone's still asleep? Where's the information coming from? Because I literally feel like there's more and more and more of us that are waking up really fast. And it's not that, I would go out and I would see people with a lot of masks on. I would see people with masks on, and then I could feel into their energy, me walking around with no mask, and I don't feel any bad energy off them. I don't feel them getting up me. Very seldom will I ever feel that off somebody, and I'm a feeling person, right? I'm empathic. So they might be doing it, but behind them they're going, I don't want to do this anymore. They're waking up. So there's a lot more to this scenario and this story. People will still go through the movements because they still have that feeling of vulnerability within themselves, that they can't stand on their own 2 feet and be different to other people. It's scary for them. But they will eventually, because they'll be pushed into such a tight corner that they'll just go, had enough. And look at that person over there. She's been shining her light and she's feeling good about herself. She's actually got lots of friends and it's really going well for her. That sort of thing. Yeah. Just catch up on the replay. Bernadette. So good to see you guys here. Let's see what else comes out for us. Choices. So we got the emotional choices. I'm not the best with tarot decks, but I'm going to see what I can do with these ones and see what comes up intuitively as well. Okay, so we've got chalice choices, 7 of chalices upside down. See all the choices, and it's upside down. So what it's saying is that there's comes to a point where you see, which way do I go? You're asking yourself, which way do I go? And then when you start to realize the way to go is in the moment, living from your passions, and that all ways that you choose is going to be the right way so long as you know where you're going. If you have already in your mind, I know I want a peaceful mind, I know that that's going to bring me more joy outside myself. I know if I love myself more, it's going to bring me more love to myself, and people are magnetized to me, that sort of thing. You know where you're going in your mind, then the choices just become more of, in the moment, what's going to make me happy now? What's going to leave me? Do I want more wisdom? Send out that question to the universe. Can you tell me the next answer? Can you tell me where I need to be guided to next? Can you ask, and you start asking these questions. That's what I did years and years ago. I got told by Spirit, ask. If you take in the reins of your reality, ask, because you're starting to now focus in on what you're wanting by asking. And the next one was Five of Wands. But the Five of Wands is more like that. They're like they seem to be fighting, but it's more of a stick fight, right? They're just trying to figure out where they're pushing their boundaries and how far they can actually go. They're training themselves to become more assertive, to stand in their own power, that sort of thing. And see the eagle at the top, and that guy's like looking. This is what's standing out for me. That guy's looking up and he's seeing almost that eagle that's flying over. That to me is representing the observer of our reality, the soul connection, and him looking up and going, oh, okay, there's another perspective up there. And he's like holding up his stuff like, yeah, I got it, I get it. So that's really coming into the power of who you are for me. And the last card that we have is the Four of Wands, which is celebrations, and it's connections, and it's bringing your soul family together as well, and unity. Really seeing there's not just those two people in the front. I don't know if you can see on this card, but there's a lot of people behind them that's coming up and going, yay, we want to celebrate with you as well, because we can see the fun in all of that. Excuse my burping. I tend to burp when I channel. Interesting. Eagle cleaned out the chickens yesterday. That is interesting. I see that sort of thing. I would sit down and go, what's that actually telling me? What's that actually guiding me to? I always see I'll have animals coming to me, and then like I had a peacock go across my path, and it was teaching me to create my reality, that I have got the beauty within me to do this, that it's standing proud within who I am and not following the same thing, and becoming proud of myself. So animals to me, when they come, I always feel into what the message they're actually trying to portray to me, what I need to clear, what I need to take charge of, that sort of thing as well. I'm very connected. Yeah, you're very connected to eagles, so am I. It's actually my shamanic animal is an eagle. I did this shamanic journey, it would have been about 25 years ago or something, and this lady lied next to me, and she put her hand just on my hand, like back-to-back hand. We're lying next to each other, and these drums were playing, and I went through all of this journey with her, and then I ended up becoming an eagle, and had feathers that were falling from me, and they all had love written on them. So it was just falling feathers all over the planet. And we got out of the shamanic journey, and she said, your animal guide is the sea eagle. And when she said sea, I'm like, you got it wrong. And she goes, eagle. And I'm like, whoa, you got it right. Because that's what I saw too. So yeah, it's really cool. The animal life has a lot more wisdom to give to us as well. Like animals can actually share with us a lot of wisdom. They hold vibrations in our reality to be who they are, and to help us see that there's way more flexibility to, because we can see them as the observer from our own consciousness. We can have that ability too, that they have to do whatever. And they're kind of like holding codes for us to realize our potential too. Really interesting. Okay, so I will possibly go now. I think, yeah, I'll leave it at that. Thank you guys for everything. And I'm going to try to do these weekly readings once a week. I also have a beautiful YouTube message with Joe Gifford. And we were bantering back and forth about our experiences, some of our experiences, and it's beautiful what came out. It was such a lovely flow of energy, and she wants to do another one, so I want to do another one, so we're going to be doing that. Yeah, there's a lot more coming up. I also have some other things in the pipeline too that are really exciting that are coming up. And I'm also considering whether we should maybe do a bit of a gathering for another mantra on the solstice. I haven't really prepared anything, and the solstice is right tomorrow and the next day, right? So I might actually just do that on my own and just say to everyone, if you want to come on board, we can do a mantra and see where, send the energy out to the world. I'm still in two minds with that one. We'll see how it all goes. But definitely I'm going to be doing the mantra anyway. So if you guys want to go on my website, that beautiful mantra that I did is to send love and peace out to the world. If you want to use that on the solstice, you're obviously most welcome to. The more that we send love and peace out to the world, the absolute best. Yeah. Oh, Sumac said that would be amazing. It's another mantra. Yeah, or even if I do one in the new year and create a whole new one, or even, I don't know, we'll just see. It was a lot of work though, so I just have to watch my energy doesn't get depleted from all this work. And I want to put up another channeled message as well, a short video message too soon, because that's coming up to a few weeks, a week and a half, so... Grant Golden Rainbow Light, thank you so much. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you, Sumac. Thank you, Karina. Thank you, Bernadette. Cynthia Rose. Thank you, Jules. Thank you, Taryn. Thank you, Matthew. And yeah, Yannicka, everybody that's been on this. Love you guys. I know, you don't get all the messages. This is restreamed to YouTube and Facebook. So love you guys heaps. Blessings to all of yous. Bye.